dick. Oh, God.
Stab you.
Wow, do that on camera so people can see how mean you are to me.
No.
My face itches, but it's got glitter on it. Alright, so it's episode 4 of The Tea with me, Michael, and apparently Madison's gonna be here too.
No, I'm not.
Kind of flying solo tonight, so I'm gonna leave it open to a little Q&A.
Run solo. Run solo.
You're hurting me. So yeah, I'm gonna do like a little question and answer session tonight, I guess. I had a couple topics that I will also bring up too, but as of right now, I'm just gonna kind of leave it open for questions. And I guess Madison had a couple. Maybe she'll chime in here. I don't know.
That was not Sherman.
Oh, was that your question?
I had Wendy's for dinner. Oh, I left the ginger ale.
All right, we'll see you soon, Don. Are you drinking Tanner's drink?
Left it here.
Okay, so I guess I'll do a couple topics here then while I wait for you guys to answer. One of them was outing. This can fall into play with like anybody, whether they're gay, transgender, bisexual, whatever.
Don't fucking do it.
Outing people is bad. If they're not out publicly and you don't know what their status is as far as that is, don't say anything. Better yet, confirm with them with what they want to do. If they're not out and you out them, it could be very dangerous, especially in the circumstances. Maybe they're not out because it's not accepted. There have been times when people have been outed and they've ended up in a lot of trouble. They get beat up, they get hurt, they end up having emotional trauma. It's a bad idea. Don't do it. Hi, Katie. Hi, Jackson. Ask questions. I don't know what to do. Yeah, that was my main topic. Outing people is a bad thing. I feel weird just like sitting here waiting for people to ask me questions.
I'm waiting for you to answer a question.
There's no question. I'm going to answer one. I have 3 viewers. And they're all staring at me while I stare back at the camera. I got one.
Have you covered gender identity in relationships?
Gender identity in relationships?
Like gender roles in relationships? No. Okay, I have a question for you. How do you... No, don't look at me. Don't... I'm hideous. Get the camera off me right now.
No.
I'm not answering my question until it's done. Thank you. I will kill you! My question for you is, let's say you're in a relationship. You're a transgendered individual.
Both true statements. Go on.
And you are with your significant other, and people do what they do to gay people or something, and they say, well, that's cool. Who's the man in the relationship? Or who's the...
Right now, you're the woman.
Right now, I'm not in hip hat, so I'm not. So shut up. But anyway, so how do you respond to that? And let's say, for theory's sake, let's say you're, as a trans man, you're the one that's more, quote-unquote, the housewife, stereotypically. So if you were to answer that question to their liking, you would have to say, oh, I'm the this, I'm the that, because you follow certain gender roles. Do you feel that impedes your masculinity as a trans man? Do you feel it, what is your opinion on people that ask you those questions and things?
So essentially the gender roles, if somebody asks me if I'm, like with any other gay couple, who's the woman, essentially?
Essentially, yeah, essentially. And does it matter?
I don't think it matters. I mean, you, for sake of, because it's you, you refer to yourself as the housewife.
In drag.
Yes, but you've also, outside of drag, referred to yourself as a housewife because you want to do cooking, you want to do baking, you want to throw parties for your kids eventually, you want to do all that as
Correct.
a housewife. That's okay, cool. I don't think it matters. I mean, like today, I don't consider myself any of that. Today, I did dishes and I cleaned the house, and whatever else.
No.
So, I mean, I don't think it really matters. Some people are all about gender roles. Some people aren't. I don't think it matters. I will cook. I'll clean. I'll bake a cake. I don't care. It doesn't make me any less of a man. I've baked a cake for you and it was delicious. So don't even say
I ain't saying nothing. But what I will say is, what if another trans man comes to you and says, "Dude, you just gotta stop baking cakes and wearing an apron"?
When they can suck my dick.
But what? Okay, but you can't.
There is.
What would you say to them if they came up to you and said, "Dude, you gotta act more like a man"? Like, what is your response to that?
What does it? There are so many different types of men. I mean, my personal thing, I've always said there's no guideline to being a trans man. You can be a femi-trans man, you can be a masculine trans man, you can be butch, you can be gay as hell, I don't care. There's no definition for being a trans man. And if somebody told you to act more like a man, there's lots of gay men out there that act more masculine than straight men. There are also gay men that are flamboyant. I mean, they're still men. So, I mean, probably just for the sake of argument, I'd say, well, what kind of man do you want me to act like? I don't care.
Did that spur any questions from anybody?
No, but Katie says that you're always pretty.
Thank you. She's blind, obviously.
You should see the hobbit feet that are right next to me on the table right now.
I will kick you with these hobbit feet, I swear to God. So.
I like that. It's, I tell people it's like asking chopsticks which one of them is the fork and which is the spoon. We both serve the same purpose.
Fabulous point. Fabulous point.
We work together to get the job done.
Do you want me to ask more questions?
Sure. I mean, nobody else is asking.
Okay, here's a good one. Can you by chance describe a relationship that maybe you've had with a trans person that has not had a happy ending? What has, like...
With a trans person? I've never been with a trans person.
No, not in a relationship, but like, do you know of any people who have gone through this experience but come out the other end negatively, and what have they done to possibly... Hi, baby.
Hello.
What have they done to fix that?
Come out the other end, like, as far as...
Basically, it's a sad ending. Either they weren't able to transition, they had something go wrong, something happen.
Yo, what's up? It's Valentino in the house. What's up? How you guys doing?
I love your hair.
Oh, thank
I love
you.
that. It's cute.
You know, I got that like cute design going on, just like,
Yeah.
you know, like you guys want to check out my hair too? Like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, look right here. Look right here.
Oh my
So I'm
God.
coming.
But basically, just like, do you have any stories where things have not panned out so well for another trans individual that you know? You don't have to out them or say who they are, but do you know any stories, and what advice you would have given them that could have possibly helped?
Like,
If not remedied, at least helped them feel better.
in everyday life or relationships?
Anything.
Okay.
Just anything.
Yes, like I said, I've gone over several times, transgender has no guideline to how you look or act. You can be a femi-trans man, that's fine. You're still a man, I don't care. You can wear heels and freaking makeup for all I care. I don't give a shit. But there was a trans man that we both know down at the bar that when he came to the bar, he hadn't started hormones yet. He clearly still very feminine kind of sound and look to him, and he was very femmy. He came to the bar constantly with makeup and high heels and wear feminine clothing, and I put that in quotes because it's, you know, whatever. And somebody came up not knowing that they were a trans man, and like I said, they aren't on hormones, so they still sound and looked very feminine. And they came up and said, "Excuse me, miss," and now instead of just turning around and very politely telling them, you know, "Hey, I'm actually identifying as a male," they turned around and screamed at the top of their lungs to use the proper pronouns, and it was so inconsiderate of them to call that person a female, and how dare you do that to me when you don't know who I am, and just flipped out on the person. It was, honestly, I think it was uncalled for, because if you're gonna, and like I said, I don't care, there's no guideline to how you dress, but if you are going to dress and act effeminate as a trans man, you need to learn how to properly handle the situation, and just very politely identify yourself. And,
Well, in general, because there have been times where you and other trans people who may be quote-unquote passable to the heteronormative community have been called out on your pronouns.
Right, and like I said, on Pride, it was Pride, and we were getting ready. We were up extremely early in the morning, and we went to bed extremely early in the morning. I went to the post office to pick up some flyers that we had printed out, and I just, because it's early in the morning, like we went to bed around like 4, and we got up at like 7:30.
Yeah.
So we didn't sleep, and I had to go to the post office. So I was like, fuck this, I'm not darkening my facial hair, I'm not binding. I have a very small chest anyway, but I did wear a tank top, so you could still kind of see it, and I didn't darken my facial hair, so I had kind of little baby face look. It had hair on it, but you couldn't really see it. I went to the post office, or, you know, wherever, to get what I was getting, and the lady from afar turned and looked at me, and she said, "Oh, I'll be right with you, ma'am." Now, that struck a little bit of a nerve, but I very politely deepened my voice as much as I could and said, "Thank you." To which she seemed terrified and did not address the situation. She didn't say anything, but she also did not refer to me as any pronouns after that. So I think, you know, she understood her mistake. Now, I didn't get mad at her, I just kind of corrected her without saying anything about it. Katie, no questions are dumb. Seriously, I don't care. It's, I don't understand what being trans means. That's awesome, Jackson. Jackson put, "I think it's sad that people don't understand what being trans means, but my 9-year-old does." I let him answer. He says it means that your brain doesn't match your body, but doctors can help them match.
That's a very easy way to put it.
He's a very intelligent 9-year-old. Good. I like that.
It's true. There was a really good YouTube video I saw of a guy who was trying to explain the bathroom, like transgender because of the bathroom policy to people, and he used peanut butter and jelly jars, and how sometimes inside you may have a peanut butter jar, but jelly's inside it. Does that make it not jelly?
Right.
Just because it's in the wrong jar. And that's basically the easiest way to put it. It was. I implore you to look it up and put it on your wall. For people to watch,
I definitely will.
He's super. It's just super like fuck this shit. It's like super like fuck you people for being so stupid. Like a 9-year-old would be easier and could explain this, and you know.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it for people who maybe have issues explaining it. Or
it's like that little
want
girl.
To get explained.
The video of that little girl in the store.
Oh my god!
Yeah, she didn't understand why there had to be girl toys.
Why can't the boys play with the girls' toys? The girls play with the boys.
Like it was so cute. It was the
adorable.
cutest thing.
Or what was it? The father that his son got 2 presents that were the same for his birthday, so they took one back and let him pick whatever toy he wanted, and he picked out the Barbie doll. And I love his response. He's like, "Now, what do you think me as a father said to this?" Yeah! I was like, oh, that is how you parent your child. If the child wants a Barbie doll, you get the child a freaking Barbie doll. Katie, look at me and answer that question. Because I think you know the answer to it.
What is?
Whether you're male to female or female to male, can you be gay and trans at the same time?
Yes.
I'm a trans man dating a cis man.
Hey.
I don't identify as gay, but I'm in a gay relationship. That's how I tell people. Okay.
I feel like Barbara Walters interviewing you.
Yes, because Barbara Walters is...
Barbara Walters didn't shave her legs. Don't you get to start with me.
You have hobbit feet.
She also had hobbit feet. She was actually a hobbit. Did you see her? She was just like this high.
Katie, by the way, said hobbit feet are everything.
Thank you.
Like, seriously.
No! Stop it! Put it down. Okay, now I want your opinion.
Okay.
What do you think of people who come out as trans, and then whether it's through getting up to the hormone therapy, whether it's through almost getting the surgery, whether it's just 3 days later, whatever, say it was a mistake. Say, no, I'm not, it's whatever, it's I'm not trans. Like, what do you think of people who make that quote-unquote mistake?
I mean, personally, I don't think that you put enough thought into it, if that's how you're going to react to it. But instead of coming out, if you're seriously considering that maybe it's not right, don't come out. Ask people to start referring to you as other pronouns and live your life that way without officially coming out. And if you don't like it, that's fine. Don't do it. But if you just come out and then decide to change your mind, I'm sorry, but that makes the rest of the trans community who have had serious time to sit and think about it, struggled to come out, and continue to struggle every day to tell people that this is not a phase and this is not something that we're going to change our mind about. It makes it kind of look bad, because then people are still going to continue to think that the rest of us who know we're not going to change our mind are going to change our mind. That's my opinion. I'm not saying you're in the wrong, but I'm saying you maybe put a little more thought into it. That's just my thought.
Any other questions?
Yes. Is there a particular brand of binders that you recommend? I have a large chest and decided to get back on my treatments. Small town, so I don't know any other trans people. On a side note, good for you. He said, P.S. I don't let people correct my son if he wants purses or dolls or pink or purple. It's great. I like that. Good for him. I'm very proud of him. Why is this phone here? There was I can't think of the name right now. Can I borrow your phone so I can look it up?
Yeah.
There is a particular brand of binder, and they actually do free giveaways. If you purchase a minimum of $15 worth of merchandise on their website, they will give you a free binder. And it's actually like top of the line. I can look it up right now. It's like 3C or something of the sort. Sorry, I'm silent.
I mean, I can definitely.
Yeah, I can't think of the name. There it is, GC2B. GC2B is a very top of the line binder. It's stretchy fabric. Not all of them have clips. They come in strapless. They also come in full body tank tops, so you can wear it as a tank top outside. And they work really well for somebody who's of a bigger size chest. They work really well for somebody who's smaller. And they also have free giveaways. So GC2B, definitely check them out. I actually did something I don't recommend, and I bought one off of Wish. It actually has served its purpose pretty well, but I'm also very small in that area, so it helps me, but it might not work for somebody who's bigger chested. So, what?
I have more questions.
Giggling at me.
I'm not giggling. I have more questions.
There's nobody here. I feel like maybe going live at like 9:30 is a bad idea.
Why?
Because I never get any viewers until like later.
Probably because people are still doing dinner and stuff.
I'm thinking.
I have a question.
Okay.
So going back to the kids thing, with letting them do purses and pinks and blues and whatever, like gender non-conforming.
Right.
Do you believe it's going to affect the scope of the LGBT community in the future, having these kids grow up believing, and rightfully so, that they can be and do whatever they please, or use whatever they please, and not have to worry about repercussions when later in life?
Yes. I think teaching kids to be more open-minded as soon as possible is beneficial. I mean, even our generation is still struggling. Like the gay community has had great strides, and they're a lot more accepted now within recent years.
Okay.
In recent years, you guys have made great strides, and are a lot more accepted. Like when I was in high school, it was still even like the girls all wanted their gay best friend to go shopping with them, but the moment that gay best friend introduced their boyfriend to everybody and started being lovey, they got disgusted, and then they backed off. And in today's society, you can see a lot more of it publicly, and people don't have as much of a problem with it as they did. So I think teaching them now to be a lot more open about it is good. Like, I wish Rhea was here, because Rhea's son is a great example of that.
Yes.
We actually, Rhea's one of our friends. She's a frequent viewer of my videos, and she's very much involved in the LGBTQ community and in the drag community. her how old is her son?
I have zero idea.
I think he's 4.
I want to say 4.
Yeah, he's around 4, and he was there while we were getting ready for drag, and he saw me go over to the car, and he saw me give my boyfriend a kiss, and he knows I'm a boy. And I came walking back, and he looks at me, he goes, "What did you just do?" I was like, I gave him a kiss. He's like, "Why?"
Oh.
You are disgusting.
What? What? You just said give it a kiss. I'm like,
I gave it in front of a 4-year-old? No.
Oh, a 4-year-old? Oh, I thought it was a grown man.
No. So I gave him a little kiss on the lips, and then he's like, "What did you do?" I said, "I gave him a kiss." He's like, "Why?" I said, "Because that's my boyfriend." And he's like, "But you're not a girl. You're a boy."
I know.
So I was like, "I know, but you don't have to be a girl to have a boyfriend. 2 boys can date too if they want to." His response to me was, "Oh my God, really?" And I said, "Yeah, go for it." And he was the happiest kid ever. He ran away and ran back over to his mom, and he's like, "Mom, he gave another boy a kiss." And of course the mother was like, "Yeah, he did." So I mean, that kid's gonna grow up with a much wider, I think, perspective, just because he's very involved at such a young age. And of course, he very promptly ran into the room later and went, "Look, drag queens!" to everybody. So.
Okay. My next part of this question. That's what I was good. Okay. My question was, how are they going to deal with it when they're not in accepting? Like, what do you think is going to happen to this generation when they have to meet the older generation that isn't so accepting? Like, someone who, like, we grew up the opposite, where we grew up sheltered from these things, not knowing they existed, and then when they came into light, we were kind of, taken back, having to learn all this. Whereas now it's kind of the different route. Now it seems like they're starting wider, with a wider span of knowledge and vision, and now they have to meet these people who don't accept that, and
Yeah,
now
my
so
fault,
they
man. My
have
phone
to
died, but I'm here.
deal with that. You know what I mean?
I think it's
Hello?
going to be the same reaction that we
Yeah,
had
I'm
to
here.
people
I just got here.
who,
Yeah, can you hear me?
when we had the, they're going to have the same reaction that we as sheltered people had when we first started seeing people who were
alright,
gay
cool.
and bisexual, and they're going to have the same
good.
kind of surprised reaction to it. When they see that kind of closed-mindedness, it's not going to be like, "Oh my God, these 2 men are kissing, that's disgusting." It's going to be like, "Why don't you accept this? That's so horrible." It's going to be the same thing. Eventually, and it's never going to go away. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't like it. I mean, there's still racism. It's still around. It's going to always be there. It's not going to go away. So eventually, it's just going to lessen.
Okay. Thank you for joining me on this edition of Barbara Walters.
There was another one I just remembered that actually Drew and I were talking about. When she comes back into town, I think we can discuss it together again. Would you stop?
To burp.
See, I don't know. Drew and I were talking about, there's a game that she overheard somebody playing, I guess, and they were doing on like Grindr, they had pictures, and they would pull up a picture and hold it up to the person's face and go, "Okay, cis or trans." They were trying to make people guess whether the person was a cisgender person or a transgender person.
Who did that?
I don't know the people personally.
You want me to stomp on him?
Yeah.
I mean, and then it was compared to, it's like, okay, it's funny if it's like, okay, is it a drag queen or a real woman? Because that's meant to be kind of comical. Because there are drag queens that paint, you would never guess that they're a drag queen.
Hey.
That's kind of a compliment to either the drag queen or the woman, because there are a lot of women too who are like, "Man, I wish I could paint my face like that drag queen."
I wish they could too.
So I mean, with that, it's kind of comical, and even then, I don't think I would ever play that game, because what if somebody gets offended by that? Okay, but that made me so angry. Why would you do that to someone? Why would you try and guess if somebody's transgender? Like, are you just gonna go up to somebody that you meet and go, "Oh, you go by male pronouns, right?" Like, I mean, how would you feel if somebody assumed that you were trans?
I ain't gonna say nothing rude on this little live thing, but yeah, I would not like that. Someone would have got slapped. That's just me. That's just me. I don't I have like a low tolerance, so like I did actually got somebody that asks me like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" And I'm like, well, what you think? And we're gonna call it like that. I mean, that's how like I be like feeling like, you know, people act funny. So like I get funny back. That's how I do it. So you get funny with me, I'll get funny with you. So that's
I
how
was
do
expecting your response to be like, "What you want me to be?"
Oh. What you want me to be?
Yeah. I'm whatever you want me to be. $50 on whatever you want.
Yes. Yeah.
Someone has a long thing.
Yes. How did you get interested in doing drag? You're really good at it. I was sheltered too. Madison.
No, he's not.
You see your face right now?
I will end you.
How did you get interested in doing drag? You're really good at it. I was sheltered too, Madison. It wasn't until Ellen came out that I knew I was gay. And wasn't until 2012, learning about trans people, that I found my true identity.
Yeah.
Yeah, very similar. I used to look to Ellen as kind of like an inspiration too. I still do, because she's a big inspiration in the community as well. She's very active in it. She's very supportive. I mean, much like some gay people in the room look up to RuPaul. He's flipping me off right now. But there's people you look to, and again, I look up to RuPaul too. Very inspirational man, and I mean, very pretty woman, very good-looking man. So you know, there's, you know, you can find your own inspiration in people. I got involved in drag. There was actually a friend of mine that I worked with at Tim Hortons almost 2 years ago now, and they told me that drag was really fun and that it might be a good outlet for me. You're distracting me.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. I was just...
I'm an ass man, Valentino.
What?
Yeah, you put your ass in the camera. I'm gonna stare at it. I'm sorry.
What? Listen, I don't got no behinds. I got no ass.
Anyway.
Hey, don't be looking. Don't be looking.
I mean, see, I got involved with drag because my friend told me, finding out I was trans, that it might be a good outlet for me, and there were a lot of trans people in the drag community that I could talk to and kind of confide in. So that's how I did it. And it was very beneficial. It did help me quite a bit. And I appreciate the compliment. But yeah, I was very sheltered, so...
When you were in your 70s?
Perky breasts? What do you mean?
When you're in your 70s, do you want perky boobs?
No matter what way that she binds, she is going to have sagging.
No, that's what I'm just telling her right now. Make sure she knows.
Even a binder.
When she's 70.
Even a binder.
No, listen, all I know is that when I'm 70, I'll probably have some like type of, like, you know, some type of surgery or something, make them joints go back up.
Yeah, that's
also,
But that's if I go back to a girl, which I don't know. So.
Also, Jackson said that your booty popping was hot.
Oh, you know how my ass is set up. You know how my ass is set up and everything. Look at that. Look at this though. Look at that doofy though. Look at that doofy though. Okay, let me stop. I'm gonna lie. Let me stop.
Facebook forever.
There was another.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, everybody's gonna see your chest. Oh my god.
Whoa.
He's naked. Don't look.
Who's naked?
You're about to be.
I'm about to.
Yes. Hello, son of mine. Do you have questions? I know
Which
you have
son?
questions. Justin.
Is he here?
Probably not.
I would hope he gets here soon. He's gotta be here soon.
I know. What time is it?
I missed you. It's almost time.
It's 9:46.
I'll
Awesome.
get my body on in a minute.
I'm probably gonna end this feed here in a second because nobody asked me any questions. You guys suck.
I've been giving you questions.
Yeah, I know you have. And I appreciate it.
I have another question. Where did you get those god awful pants?
Walmart.
Of course. Of course.
In the men's section, thank you very much.
Oh, good. Oh, that's another question. MJ, do you have any hacks for trans people who may be having issues finding clothing of their identity in their sizes?
Boys section.
Shoot, trans people, you should talk about fat people. Shoot. Shoot, you know how this, like, these type of sizes for big people?
I literally shop in the kids section, Valentino.
You live in... Shoot, I wish I was literally, shoot,
Look at
skinny
this,
as you are.
Seriously, look at the size of the shirt. It is like youth.
This is a triple, small. Okay. Oh, this is, that, dang, you that skinny.
I'm just small.
I'm gonna get you some fried chicken, some collard greens.
Yes.
Is there any shame in being that tiny?
Not unless you take your boyfriend to the store and he tries to jokingly put shirts up to you and go, oh my god, this might fit you, and then it actually does fit you and he freaks out and throws a fit in the store.
Well,
that's why I shaved my face clean, because when we go shopping this weekend, if he throws a fit, I'm gonna go, this is bullshit, Dad!
Sorry. I'm sorry, I was like...
I kind of want to tug at his arm too and be like, will you buy me candy? Can we get this?
Yes, yes.
Stop kicking me. A boost.
no, I don't like it.
Justin, where are you? Look at this guy over here taking selfies. Look at this shit.
Hey, listen now. Listen. So,
Hobbitfoot, get
I
away.
hate you.
His name is Frodo.
that just said,
Yeah. I have another question,
Okay.
which
Real quick, if you're not nice to me, I'm going to tell everybody on Facebook your nickname, so shut
I
up.
don't like it. I have another question, and this is something that I asked off camera when Drew was here. Actually, I think she mentioned it. But now that you're a trans man, as a trans man, you are a drag king, or you at least started as a drag king.
Yes.
Do you still consider yourself a drag king now you are a man who impersonates a man?
At this point, yes. I mean, other people have different definitions of what they consider themselves. I still have a chest and my other parts. So technically, and I do makeup. I make myself look more masculine. Until the day that I have top surgery and I can grow a full beard, I will consider myself a drag king until I no longer have to hide my chest or add hair to my face. Then I will be a male impersonator or male entertainer.
Do you believe there's a difference in quality or a difference in effort
Yes.
between a drag king and a male impersonator, or a drag queen and a female impersonator? Are they different? Does one take precedent over the other, or are they equal?
I don't think precedent is a good word for it. Precedent's not a good word for it. I mean,
Well, no.
it depends on the personal amount of effort you put into it. That's my
Okay, so
stipulation.
but in general, if someone says that's female impersonator, that's drag queen, which one is better? Is one of them better just because one of them is
No.
a man that dresses like a woman and the other's a female just like a woman?
No.
Okay,
If you are, and
that's what I was
I
getting.
mean, this is my personal opinion. So don't take anything as word, But my personal opinion, if you are a female impersonator or a female impersonating a drag queen, as long as you put the same amount of effort into it that a drag queen does, you have respect in my book. If you go out there and just throw on makeup because you don't have to put in effort to look like a female, then that's where I have a problem. Like, if you're going to be impersonating a drag queen or being that kind of stature, you have to put more effort into it than a normal female would. Same goes with, like, a male impersonator and a drag king. If you are a drag king, you have to put a certain amount of effort into it, which is why people are like, okay, use actual facial hair, do this, do this.
Cough it out.
Jeez, smoke another one, man. But you have to put effort into it. Just because a male impersonator can grow his own facial hair doesn't mean that he has to go out there and try any less, or not put enough effort into it. When we dressed you up as a drag king, you still did. I mean, you didn't have to.
Oh, girl, I bound myself.
Yeah,
I put makeups on. I made facial hair.
No.
Oh, I was the regular Aphrodite.
Like,
I don't know what
now,
that
we
means.
dressed
Adonis. I'm not Aphrodite. That's fine. What? I'm sorry.
Can I speak, please?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. We dressed him up like a drag king, and he still did everything. He doesn't have a chest, but we still bound him to give him the experience of what it was like. We still contoured his face to highlight the masculine features that he already has. We darkened his natural facial hair, and I think we even added more hair to your beard.
We did.
We added hair to his already natural facial hair, and we butched him up like a drag king, which I don't like because there can be feminine drag kings too, so I don't like that.
I got manly.
Yeah, but we still did that. Male impersonators still do the same thing. They enhance the features that they already naturally have. They enhance their facial hair. They add facial hair if they need to. They change their appearance. As long as you're putting an effort into it, no one's better. I don't think there's a difference.
Oh, I got a question.
Okay.
So, this is always the question I always want to ask. So say like, you're like, drag king or drag queen, whatever floats your boat. Does that consider you as a transgender, or it's just
No.
Okay, because when I turn turn into Valentino, it's like everybody thinks that I'm a man, I'm like a man and stuff like that. But I always tell them like, no, I'm still a girl. I still have my parts and everything.
I mean, they're like the way that a lot of drag performers look at it. Your drag persona and your actual persona are two different people.
Right.
So Valentino is a different person than you.
Yes.
When you're Valentino, you act differently than you do in your normal life.
Oh yeah, I know.
like my drag persona, and I'm not MJ right now. I look like him a little bit, but I'm not MJ right now. MJ on stage, you've seen MJ can get cocky. He'd be kind of a smart ass. But then at work, I'm kind of easygoing, and I'm very kind of modest, and I don't...
Oh. Yeah, he's honest. He's honest.
MJ and myself act completely different. Madison and the person under Madison, call it myself, you're welcome. Madison and the person behind Madison act completely different on stage and in person.
It's true, I'm a bigger bitch out of makeup.
Yeah, he is.
Fuck you.
Madison and the person behind Madison are very much different people, different personalities. So no, you act differently on stage. It's almost like it's a different person. But being in drag does not make you trans. And it also does not make you a cross-dresser. So let's make that straight too.
Ooh, no, thank you.
Because I told you this before. Somebody said
Just
that.
personal.
There was a rumor, and I'm not gonna say who it was or who spread it or whatever. There was a rumor going around. Somebody told my coworkers back when I worked at another job that I was dating a cross-dresser, and I'm like, no, I'm dating a drag queen. Last time I checked, when he's not in drag, he's very much dressed like a man. He might be a gay man.
The definition, per se, the Urban Dictionary, if you will, of a crossdresser is somebody who dresses up in order to get sexual kicks, or dresses up in order to transform themselves into a woman or man to live their life as such for that brief time. Doesn't necessarily mean they're trans. They don't want to live their life full time. Like for me, I don't do this to become a woman. I do this because I'm entertaining. It so happens that in the gay culture, to do that, I have to become somewhat of something that resembles a woman in a very weird, experimental, science gone wrong way. So we get a lot of people who friend us on Facebook as drag performers who are cross-dressers. They are people who want to have sexual relations with us while they are dressed up. There are people who think that I am a cross-dresser because they think I go home and I keep Madison's clothes on and have sex. And that is not the case. Girl, there ain't nothing cute, ain't nothing comfortable about what I wear. There is nothing I want more in life than to take that off when I get off stage.
And there have been like drag performers too who have said that they have experimented with drag makeup and stuff like that in the bedroom, and it gets quite messy and they don't like it. So, and I can be the first person to tell you Madison is nowhere near any of that. Like, nothing ever happens.
But there are people who may consider that to be a sexual preference or a pleasure. Yeah. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that's not me.
Difference between cross-dressers and drag queens.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, what are you, going off camera commentating?
Yes, I am. I'm actually the Barbara Walters of this because I've been interviewing.
Oh, I'm about to end it anyway.
Oh, what is this?
I have a weekly live feed.
Oh.
How's
My
the place
bad, I
going?
just like
Good.
walked up in
It's
it.
coming along really nice.
It's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Valentino was
For the most
twerking
part,
fabulous.
so, had my first experience with our new pots and pans.
People don't even know who I am.
This is Brian.
Did you bring something?
Sean, say
Oh yeah, the pans.
Say hi to the people, Ryan.
Hi,
Lovely,
people.
they're gonna.
I like your hair, man.
Thank
Oh,
you.
nice. It's
That's
just
good.
gonna be a bitch.
Yeah.
And luckily, it's just one painter.
You do a
just
weekly
bright.
one?
Yeah, every week.
Fabulous.
I have special guests sometimes.
By the
too,
way,
so.
if you ever run into an issue
Can I be a
with
special
that,
guest?
Yeah.
the little
Maybe.
L thing that's holding your shelf
I like
up,
your
Yeah.
let me know.
I think that
I
one's
shaved it all off.
there.
so
I don't think it's actually doing anything because there's
No,
L's.
it's-
Yeah, I
Yeah.
shaved my face,
that
all
one
my
is
facial
the
hair
one
off, so
against
today's
the wall?
glitter.
The white one?
Yes, because
Oh.
that one right there, Dakota
I
had
don't know
the
what's
issue
going
with the
on.
heaviness. It would actually topple over all the
Is there
shit.
any more questions?
That's actually keeping it sturdy because it's.
Oh my god, I can do
holding up against the
filters.
wall.
This is so cool.
Got it. That's
Oh,
stupid
oh,
stuff.
look at
though.
we can.
Ah, I can do
filters.
filters.
Oh,
This is.
Oh, look at we're green.
Really?
You won't like me when I'm angry.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, I got it.
Hi,
Alright.
Cameron.
So, was there any? I'm gonna end this because there's no more questions. So,
He's here.
he's
He's
downstairs.
been here the whole time.
I was here the whole time, okay? He just walked
Nah,
out.
Cam was here the whole time. Chris, before I end this, did you have any questions or anything you want to address with the people?
Is there a
Any questions or anything you want to address? No.
about
Anything? We talked about outing, the difference between cross-dressers and drag performers, children, I don't know. That is.
This is a bad.
We talked about Matt feet.
No, shut the fuck up.
No, I'm good.
Oh. Oh, you're in there.
Okay,
I can still see you here, so. Right there.
There's over here.
Everywhere.
Oh, look at
There's trees there.
this.
There are ones everywhere.
Alright, well, I'm gonna end this then. Did you have anything else?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Good night, Facebook Live.
Good night,
I hope
Facebook.
you enjoyed this inside look with me, Barbara Walters, in the life of the transgender.
They can see you in the mirror.
Good.
Alright, bye.